How can a simple image crash an Android phone to the point that it becomes unusable? It's a question that came out frequently over the past 24 hours as news of a cursed wallpaper spread around the web. In this video, we will see how a simple image can soft brick your Android phones. Setting a particular image as wallpaper can send some phones into a loop of crashes that makes them unusable. There are a few solutions, depending on how hard the phone is hit. Some users were able to change the wallpaper in the short interval between crashes. Others had success deleting the wallpaper using the recovery tool TWRP. But in most cases, the only solution was to reset the phone to factory settings, losing any data that's not backed up. The issue was brought to light by Ice Universe, the Chinese Twitter users known for leaks. Based on user reports, many models from Samsung and Google are affected, while we've also seen some reports from users of OnePlus, Nokia, and Xiaomi devices. It's not clear if these latter devices ran stock software or custom ROMs. From our own testing and looking at user reports, UI devices seem to be less exposed to the wallpaper crash issue. The issue affects up-to-date phones running Android 10, but as it turns out, it's not actually new. Users have been reporting similar problems for a couple of years, and just last month Android police reported on what appears to be a closely related issue, specifically impacting Pixel phones running the Google Wallpapers app. It's a weird problem that has the potential to become a wider issue, especially if trolls get involved. It's easy to envision unsavory characters booby-trapping wallpapers and sending them to unsuspecting users as a prank. David Bianco, one of the lead developers of the POSP custom ROM project, who submitted an initial patch for the issue to the AOSP bug tracker. The main issue right here is that System UI only handles RGB images for the wallpaper and doesn't have any check against non-RGB wallpapers. This can lead to a particular crash in the image process helper class, as a variable used to access an array goes over the array bounds. This variable is called Y, and it's the sum of the current scanned pixel RGB values. This pixel is obtained from scanning every row and column of the Gracelled picture surface. Every time we get a pixel, we assign to Y the sum of its RGB values, usually max is 255, and use said variable to access an element of the histogram array, which size is 256 max, and do stuff with said element. Now, for normal Gracelled images the sum of RGB values is always 255, but this is no normal image. The variable Y goes over 255, and it generates an out-of-bounds exception. Any exception in System UI is treated as fatal, leading to an infinite loop of crashes because the image gets processed every time System UI starts. Now, one solution could be to add a check after Y is assigned a value that basically sets Y to 255 if it ever goes over the max bound. This actually works, but we get worse quality for some reason. The Lineage OS guys were able to find out that this particular issue happens because of poor rounding, mostly because the RGB values were always rounded to sale instead of normal rounding. They were able to fix it by manually rounding the values, and apparently this method also retains quality, but I really don't see how, mostly because System UI seems to always convert the image to RGB, leading to a color loss when the color space is larger. It was also discovered by Google Android developer Dylan Roussel that the issue doesn't occur on Android 11, as the picture is always converted to RGB before it gets processed in any way. He also tried crafting his own broken image with Photoshop or GIMP, but System UI always converted the image to the safe color space, leading to no crash, but a loss of colors ARFC. He even tried extracting the broken image color profile and using it in a new image, but still couldn't get System UI to crash. The good news is this seems to be a straightforward bug, rather than malware or anything more nefarious. We say seems because we haven't heard from Google back for confirmation. Also good news. This bug will not be an issue once Android 11 lands later this year. Please like, share and comment below the topic for next video. Subscribe to Recycled Brain for more videos. Thanks for watching.